could have sworn they ridiculed the lab leak theory when it was first kind of put out there by some Republicans. It seems like it's gaining steam.
Yeah, they did ridicule it. In fact, it was labeled disinformation, and a bunch of media outlets extensively went into it. But there's a lot of common sense embedded into this. There's been other pandemics or other diseases that have spread out of China, MERS and SARS, that both happened in the last 15 years. In both of those cases, they showed the animal. They said this is the animal that it came from. In this particular case, that has never happened. It also so happens that this all began in a city where there are not one but two laboratories that conduct what they call gain-of-function research. Basically, what that is you go into a virus that's not contagious in humans, and you try to make it contagious. In essence, you try to predict how it will evolve to become contagious so you can start designing vaccines ahead of time to get ahead of it. But if you're messing with that stuff, and this lab has had health incidents in the past, you start messing with the stuff and a researcher there gets infected, they go out into the population, they give it to other people, and it starts a pandemic. And so the fact that they haven't produced the animal, that this is located in Wuhan, and other information that's sort of, all of it is circumstantial. There's ever going to be any smoking gun because the Chinese government's never going to release it. You start putting it together and it tells you, it explains why the FBI and the Department of Energy have reached that conclusion. And I think others will begin to move in that direction. But they all kind of say that it's about a 50-50 proposition at worst.
I want to ask you to put on your intel hat for just a second. If I read it correctly, the Department of Energy has low confidence in its assessment, but the FBI has moderate confidence. If I have that right, can you tell our viewers what that means, low and high confidence?
Well, let me just say that all the intelligence agencies have low confidence in their assessment, including the ones that have assessed that it's naturally occurring, that it was just some animal or a bat or some pangolin or whatever that infected a human, because they just have very limited information. I mean, we are dealing with an autocratic, tyrannical dictatorship. I mean, this is not like the most open society and most open government in the world. So they're all dealing with very limited information. So that's why they're all going to have low to moderate confidence in their rulings. But what it basically means is we're 100% sure with high confidence. We're semi-sure because we've got some good information that indicates that. That's the moderate. And we think this is what happened, but we wouldn't bet our life on it. That's the low confidence piece. And so I think if you went through all the assessments, whether it's the lab leak people or the ones who think it was naturally occurring, they're all going to be in that low range because in the end, they're all dealing with circumstantial evidence at this point. But I do think when you combine that with common sense, you start to lean in the direction of a lab leak.